everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. Some serious pride on the line in this contest as these two divisional rivals take the field together for the first time this season. Almost a playoff atmosphere surrounding the game between these two bitter opponents. It's the Seahawks going up against the 49ers. With that, let's get out to our commentators, Brandon Gott and Charles Davis, with this Week 10 matchup.
Thank you, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the home of Super Bowl 50, Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Tonight, it's on to Week 10 already, and we've got a good one in store between the Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. Play clock winding down. The former Gamecock here. This is Mike Davis. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Just 1 yard to go here on second down.
All right, here we go. Blue line.
Back to throw here. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed, as that's going to move the chains.
And they pick up a first down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean that's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college. With all the spread offenses, not very many pro style, where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
They'll set up to throw. Forced out to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. A gain of 4 on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's third down. The Seahawks, here's their defensive lineup.
Earl Thomas is the rangiest free safety in the game. Great reactions, great understanding, and boy, will he strike you when the ball's in his area. A nickel look by Seattle on third down.
Yep, 5 defensive backs now. They're going to look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is that now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker. But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And down inside the 15 he goes. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
in the red zone this time. Time running out here on the play clock. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. Sheds a second man.
He's building up some momentum, isn't he?
It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be second and about a yard.
Now, this is where it's absolutely zero fun for defenders. Guy makes a catch. You go to make what you think is a routine tackle. Then you realize you need you and a whole bunch of other teammates in order to bring him down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down. This now play number 9 on the opening drive, but it's third and long.
Green 39.
And the back goes into motion.
No. Check. Patriots.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Hard throw, incomplete. So now it's Andrew Franks on for the field goal. And Frank's kick is good. And the 49ers take a 3-0 lead. And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
That's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
They come out here in the eye. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed. And that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
And they'll run it here. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and they've got it back to 3rd and 10. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They establish the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
Defense has set themselves up nicely. 3rd and 10 now. On 3rd down, Wilson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Nickel Roby. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to float this one deep right side. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10.
Let's go. Blue landing.
They'll need to get the play off quickly.
Blue landing.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down.
Let's go! Blue Lightning! Blue Lightning!
He'll drop to throw. And down he goes. A sack. They sack him back across midfield at about the 48-yard line. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to...
He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And good field position coming up here. The football at the 12-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
I don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge. Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and he ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And across the goal line, into the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Hyde, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers add on to their lead. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. Franks now on to kick it away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Seahawks. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that any time you hand the ball to a back.
Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 3rd down and 5 to start things out. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Everything looked right on that play. accept the conclusion. He dropped it, an in route, going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. They'll come out in the pistol. The play clock's running down. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll make it second down.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks. But it doesn't matter what you call the position, it's who you put there, and there we saw completion.
Let's go! 319! 319!
Now Hogan. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Calling a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. Drop the throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
They come out here in the eye. On the carry, it's Davis. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
3rd down now following the run. Hyde, the lone man in the backfield. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. Play clock winding down. They just do get the play off as he'll look to throw. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets us into enemy territory across the 40. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
Looking to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. Time running out here on the play clock. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to pull his way down to about the 1-yard line. Give him 9 yards on the carry there. A good run. And now 2nd and goal. That's what they wanted out of that first down play. Run it down there. Now they're knocking on the door.
The only thing that would have been better was getting it in. And now they can do whatever they want because they've got confidence on their side. Line up quickly and go, or savor it a little bit, but I run right back at them.
And the 8th play on this drive coming up.
Let's go. Green 39.
And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off.
Well, not a game that you're going to go crazy about, but when you start at your own 2-yard line, any type of space is good for the offensive guys.
Yeah, you just can't go backwards from here. They did it. Now we'll see if they can keep it on schedule here on 2nd down. They come out here in the eye. Now Wilson down around his goal line. And he'll go down in the end zone. Down goes Wilson. It's a safety. And how about the big boy, the D tackle there, feasting on the O-line, getting his squad 2 points.
The glory guys are the defensive ends and the outside linebackers. They create the pressure from the edge, but those big fellas inside that can collapse a pocket, sometimes they get rewarded too.
Extra round at the post-game buffet. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time. Fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come away with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, who thought, hey, we're going to put some points up and have a little momentum going. They got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go,
short-term memory,
and move on to the next series.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll set up a throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Again, we'll see the pistol here.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more after this. Another pistol look here.
Watch it now, Barney.
Hogan now. Deep drop. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Second down here after the incomplete pass. a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to get this. Inside the 30. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Detroit.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
He's pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up third down.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
Out of the gun now on third down. And they're going to bring him down. Back across midfield at the 45. So we've hit halftime here in Santa Clara with the 49ers out in front. As we send you cross country to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando with our halftime report, here's Larry Ridley. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there, because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they felt like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
Now Wilson on second down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
And the offense looks to pick up the first here on third after that incompletion. On third down, Wilson. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Eric Armstead in there to drop him for a loss of 10. And it'll be 4th and long. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Returnable here from the 38. He had one man to beat. It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down. And this offense set up nicely with what looks to be a 1st and goal right around the 10-yard line. And a great spot to start this drive from here.
Here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Hey, 81 right there. He's sneaking. Check
Here's Davis now. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Back to throw here. This will be caught just inside the 10. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes that's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Here we go now. 3-19.
So now it's 1st and goal. And now a carry here for their fullback. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
And as we've seen throughout this season, it's no picnic trying to score touchdowns against this unit. They're ranked number 1 against the run. But it's also difficult because it's not easy to throw the ball against them either.
They come out here in the eye.
Green 39. Green 39. Green 39. Over.
2nd and goal from the 5. They've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Well, we just saw the recipe for success right there. Big body, strong, agile, playing with great leverage in hands. Not really able to be blocked on that play. Close things down inside.
So backed up to the 6 now. 3rd and goal. They come up in an offset eye.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Dancing to it, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Cassius Marsh in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. And Frank's kick is good, and that will make this now a 15-point advantage. So put another 3 on the board, and all things considered, a good opening drive here to begin the 3rd quarter.
It sure was. I think as a head coach, you're happy to come out and put a little drive together, take the 3 points, and build on your lead.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He takes this for 3 to the 29. Credit the tackle to Navarro Bowman.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
19.
On 2nd down, Wilson. Looking left sideline, incomplete. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the linebacker. Eli Harold. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. They come out here in the eye. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a 1st down.
Green 39! Green 39! Watching that, Barney! Green 39! Green!
So the offense has it, 6-yard line, 1st and goal. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
The insistence of speed at every position is really seen at the defensive end spot. These guys in the old days were often outside linebackers. They just pushed them forward because they wanted to play fast and get to the quarterback or the running backs quicker than ever before.
All right, here we go. Green 39! Green 39! Detroit! Detroit!
Now Hogan. Drop it. He dropped it in the end zone.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Hogan now. That is caught at the 7-yard line. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into a huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
So 3 field goals for him here, and this last one helps him stretch out the lead.
And he's been solid as usual. And this is what you need to do. Make sure you get points out of every possession. And so far, they've done a nice job of that.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Back to throw. Wide open receiver complete. He's at the 30, 10, 5, and all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Their dangerous wide receiver. His 1st touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. And that one makes this an 11-point deficit now. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. They come out here in the eye. They go play action here on 1st down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
I love the modern game, but that was a throwback right there to see the big man with football, running, knocking people aside, and picking up yardage. That takes me back to the 60s, the 70s, when fullbacks ruled the earth.
They'll motion the tight end across the formation. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Oftentimes we think of those tough yards as grinding yards that a running back has to pick up. How about the tight end there picking up the first down in that situation?
That's what he's there for, right?
Big fella, get it to him, let him fight off some people and pick up the necessary yardage.
And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's 49er football here. They've got the lead as well as we get set to start the 4th and final quarter. Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with a 2nd and 13 now.
All right, here we go. No. Check. Patriot. Over.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
So it'll be first down here after the run. Now a play fake here on first down. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. A good pickup there, a 22. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Over the middle, it's complete. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
They'll drop the throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
They'll come out in the pistol. Now a handoff as they run left side. And able to work his way down to the 16. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
This will be caught at about the 3. And eventually stopped just shy of the goal line right around the 2. And a nice pitch and catch to pick up the reception against man coverage.
Both of them read how much yardage they needed, figured what they had to do, and were able to beat the man coverage for the completion.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Their big tight end, his first touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks able to make this a close game again. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. They'll try and throw for it. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. Gone. Back 99 Philly. Here we go. Hurry up. Here we go.
They go back to the air here after the INT. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It'll go as a gain of 12. And it'll be a San Francisco first down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding, keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked on the line of scrimmage as they try and
midfield. They'll spot it at the 49.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do. And it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. Kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
They'll look to throw now on first down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Nine yards to go. It's 3rd down.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. Now let's go. I got 11. He's mine.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. 15 yards through the air, the first down.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
It's so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Here we go now. Green 39.
Now Davis. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. And in this situation with the lead, fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
They go again with Davis. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Hyde, the lone man in the backfield. He'll look to throw. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You throw the ball to someone, they catch it, And then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. And Frank's kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 8. So, Charles, I think from a defensive perspective, you have to look at that field goal there and consider it a win.
You were able to keep them within a touchdown, so no question about it. That was the kind of stand that keeps you in ball games.
This will be fielded at the 8. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, you gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. He'll look to throw. And that one got tipped, kind of through.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that at just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
No, Jack, Patriots, go! Patriots! 3-19! That's in there, Barney! Back 99, Philly, here we go!
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 12 yards is the pickup there. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, every situation, and in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
All right, here we go. Green,
He's back to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's 2nd down. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
In this situation, it's really tough to figure out how to defend because they have plenty of room to still take deep shots at the end zone as they just did there. Yet at the same time, you've got to be ready for the short throw. In this case, when you see the cue that they're going for the end zone, retreat and make sure you have a way to play forward, back towards the receiver, and have a chance to bat the ball away as they did there.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. It'll be a attempt from the left hash. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I guess they're thinking their hands were tied, but in the fourth quarter, that field goal, it really might not help them much at all.
Yeah, I mean, you still need a touchdown. Another field goal does you no good, so it'll be interesting to see what the media reaction is if the score stays where it is.
Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Down to a knee for the 49ers. This one about to be on ice. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Niners, the win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the year. And now they'll have a few extra days before they face the Rams next week. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The 49ers get the win here at home as we say so long from Santa Clara.